Welcome to Busisiwe, where we are reminded ukuthi umusa wakhe usanele. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 tells us that his favor is sufficient for us. And also let us remember that we are already blessed. Our responsibility to maintain these blessings is to walk in obedience. I'd like us to look at the parables. Yahusha, when he was teaching about the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of Yahuwah, he spoke a lot about parables. So let us dive into the parables and see what we can learn about the parables, or what we can learn from the parables, learn about the kingdom of Yahuwah and about the kingdom of heaven. What we learn about the parables themselves is that they reveal what's been hidden from the foundation of the world. And we get this from Matthew or Matthew chapter 13 verse 35. Yahusha says, I shall open my mouth in parables. I shall pour forth what has been hidden from the foundation of the world, so that what is spoken by the prophet might be fulfilled. So he says that he will open his mouth in parables and pour out what has been hidden from the foundations of the world. So we're not just looking at parables as in, oh, there's this parables, but in the parables, we are able to get, or in the parables, he's actually revealing that which had been hidden from the foundations of the world. So let's then go through what do we learn from the parables. The first lesson that we learn from the parables is that Yahuwah's word will be tested. Don't take it lightly that you will read the word and you'll believe the word, it will not be tested. It will be tested that have you really applied it in your heart, or you are just reading it just like a novel or a newspaper. And we find this parable in, actually most of these parables are in Matthew chapter 13. Matthew chapter 13. So from verse 19, we read, when anyone hears the word of the kingdom, so they're hearing the word of the kingdom, not religion. Remember what I've been talking about, that we lost the kingdom, not religion. Yahusha came to restore a kingdom, not a religion. We are called to a kingdom, not a religion. But if someone then hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, then the wicked one comes and snatches away that which was sown in his heart. This is then that was sown by the wayside. Verse 20, and that sown on rocky place, this is he who hears the word and immediately received it with joy. So what are the seeds that are sown by the wayside? One is that someone hears the word, but they don't understand it. So don't just be the hearer of the word. Determine within yourself that you want to understand the word, understand what is being said, because not understanding will actually cause this seed to be just like, or will actually cause this word to be like the seed sown by the wayside, where the enemy will just come and steal it, snatches it away, because you did not understand it in the first place. Make it a point. Don't just hear, but hear with understanding. Ask questions, inquire more, inquire from the Holy Spirit for understanding. And then there's the seed that is sown on the rocky places. This is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but is short-lived. And when the pressure and persecutions arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. So why are the pressures coming to us? Why are we being persecuted? We are being persecuted for the sake of the word, to test the word that we have received. Pressures are coming upon us to test the word that we have received. Just like pressure in the form of heat test the purity of the gold, that it is refined and achieves its value. Now, these kind of people, they hear the word and they get so excited. But this excitement is very much short-lived because it has no root in them. So what we're learning from this parable is that we shouldn't be a people that are influenced or moved or get excited by the powerful message, powerful preacher, revelations. But let's take the word that has been spoken and let's protect it in our hearts, hide it in our hearts so that it can bear forth fruits, because we know that pressure will come, persecution will come, but not just for us in our personal capacity. It's testing the word that has been sown, that have we really appreciated it, welcomed it, hidden it, preserved it in our hearts. Verse 22, it says, "And that sown among the thorns is he who hears the word, and the worry of this age and the deceit of riches choke the word, and it becomes fruitless." So you hear the word, but the worry of this age, that's why the word constantly says, that's why Yahweh constantly tells us, do not be anxious about anything, but by prayer and supplication make your requests known to the Father. Because by worrying, you are actually choking the word that has been sown in your heart. The deceit of riches, they choke the word. The deceit of riches to say, you don't have to go through this hard way. Just like Yahusha was tempted, there was a deceit of riches upon him, being placed by the devil to say, you will have this kingdom and their esteem. Just bow down. Just worship me. Constantly, the enemy also comes to us and promises us so many things. But those are just the deceit of riches that end up choking the word. And then this word that has been sown in our hearts becomes fruitless. Verse 23, then it says, "And that sown on the good soil is he who hears the word and understand it." Very important. Don't just hear the word. Understand it. Even if it means go through a teaching so many times, go through some videos so many times, until you understand. Ask questions. Ask the person who was ministering that word. Ask the Holy Spirit to reveal it to you. Then your heart becomes a fertile soil, a good soil that will then bear fruits and yield 100-fold, a 60-fold, and a 30-fold harvest. That is the parable of sower sowing the seeds. Let's learn that the word will be tested. Another parable is that we should learn from is that we should not despise the days of small beginning. And which parable is this? It's the parable of the mustard seed. Verse 31 to 32, it says, "Another parable he put before them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in the field, which indeed is least of all the seeds. But when it is grown, it is greater than the plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the heavens come and dwell in the branches." Yahusha said, if you are faithful with smaller things, you will be entrusted with greater things. So we're learning from this that we, as part of the parables that we're learning, is that we should not despise the days of small beginning. The mustard seed is the smallest of them all, yet when it is sown, it actually becomes a greater and a bigger tree where the birds come and rest and find shelter in it. So these are the lessons that we're learning.